All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's get her going here. Start me off. Where to bid to go? Have it $1,000. Open it up.
Best ways to invest in real estate. Welcome back. Now, real estate is a big business and a great place to make long-term investments. So today's episode is answering the question, best ways to invest in real estate. Obviously, I'm a little partial because I like tax defaulted property. So my expertise and my viewpoint is a little different than most people because I like a subset of the traditional real estate, and I've been doing tax defaulted property investments and that type of real estate for the past 30 years. So this episode isn't going to be just about land or just about commercial real estate, and I'm not going to talk about just agricultural or small apartments or small office buildings. I'm going to talk about tax defaulted real estate. All right, now the owners have failed to pay the property tax. So that causes some problems for the local government, and it causes problems for the property owner. So those consequences are what I'm going to discuss next. I'll be right back. All right, now the consequence of non-payment of property tax is the home or the property is going to end up being forfeited. What does that mean? It just means that the property owner has forfeited their right to the property because they didn't pay the property tax. So the property now is going to end up being owned by the local county because they're going to seize it, they're going to confiscate it and take possession. They don't want the property, so what are they going to do with it? They're going to auction it.
How about to go there? How about to go there? How about to go where? How about to go here? How about to go here? How about now? How about to go?
And when they auction it, they're going to start the auction at the back taxes. All right, now what are they trying to do? They're trying to sell the property to get rid of it. They want to sell it and get at least the back taxes. It might go for a higher price than that, but they want to get at least back taxes because that tax money is what's used to pay the county bills. In other words, property tax is what pays the county's bills. So the treasurer and the tax collector work diligently at collecting that money. Okay, so these property tax defaulted auctions are taking place in over 3,000 counties across the United States. This is happening every workday of the year. Some county is auctioning tax defaulted property. The beauty of the business today is you can do all of this on your computer. All right, so what's going on here? Well, the legislature of each state is there in the Capitol, and that's where they make the laws. All right, so they make the laws, and once they've made the law, they push it down and have the local officials, meaning the Board of Supervisors or the county commissioners, they have them enforce the laws. All right, now what are they going to do about enforcing the law? Well, they're going to do something if people don't pay the tax. So the county treasurer and the tax collector are going to levy a property tax. If they can collect it, fine. If they can't collect it, they're going to seize the property. The property owner is going to forfeit their right to own because they didn't pay the property tax. Then the property owner, if they continue not to pay, is then going to go into default, and guess what? The county is going to seize that property. What's the county going to do with that property? They don't want it. They just want to get it sold. So they're going to put it up for auction. They do the auctions online and offline. You can find out about them on the county website. You can always find out about in the newspaper. My point is they're going to sell that property. Where are they going to start the bidding? Generally, they start the bidding at very close to the back taxes. Could be 10 or 20 cents on the dollar. Now look, I'm Ted Thomas. I'm an author and I'm an investor like you are, but I'm not an attorney and I'm not giving you legal advice. I'm not a broker, so I'm not advising you. So you need to understand, you just need to learn to read the rules and understand them. All right, so the starting bid at the auction is going to be back taxes at least. That means the county's selling property for 5 or 10 cents on the dollar. Now, what they do at the auction, they're going to wipe out, they're going to cancel the mortgage and the deed of trust. All right, so now the properties are being sold for 10 and 20 cents on the dollar, starting price. Now, that doesn't mean they're going to sell for that much. They might sell for much higher than that. But if they sell for 10 and 20 cents on the dollar, you're going to get a great deal. If you buy it low at 10 or 20 cents on the dollar, it doesn't matter that it has a high assessed value. So let's say the assessed value is $100,000, but you bought it for 20 cents on the dollar. Well, that would give you a lot of margin there when you bought that property, a lot of margin. All right, so that's the whole game that we're playing. We're trying to buy it low And then I teach people, don't try to get assessed value or high value, sell it low. So buy it low and sell it low because you get the property with no lien encumbrance. By that I mean the mortgage has been canceled and the deed of trust has been also canceled and delayed. You see those little white circles? That's how many auctions are taking place within that state in the next 90 days. This calendar updates every single day. I'm here today to show you how to make money. To do that, I'm going to show you briefly that there are thousands of tax defaulted real estate properties across the 3,000 plus counties in the United States. This is quite interesting. You're looking at the Ted Thomas Magic Interactive Map and Auction Calendar. It changes every day. Now, I created the calendar and the map so I would know how many auctions are taking place every day in the United States. Now I can show the little guy how to make money. Most importantly, I created this system so I could have an auction list for each auction 24/7. In the small population county, there's going to be dozens of properties that are going to be sold. Sometimes it's hundreds. Now, in the large population counties, there'll be hundreds and even thousands. I've been to auctions where there was more than 1,000 properties that they're trying to sell. Starting bid is generally right around the back taxes. All right, now what are you buying? Well, tax defaulted properties are slightly used and abused. All right, they're trying to sell them for 10 or 20 cents on the dollar. If you could buy for 10 or 20 cents on the dollar, and then you could resell it by sitting at your computer and using eBay, using Craigslist, using Zillow, using the multiple listing service, you're getting the idea. You could use all electronic sites in the world you want. Now you can sell the property for 50 or 60 cents. So if you bought it for 10 or 20 cents and you sold it for 50 or 60 cents on the dollar, would that be the kind of deal you'd like to make? Who would you sell it to? How about a guy or a gal that wanted to do a fix-up? How about one of those renovators that wants to take a mediocre house and make a mansion out of it? Or how about one of those people that's going to take property and they're going to flip it? Well, they're just looking for a bargain price, aren't they? All right, so there's lots of places to sell these properties. I'm sure this would work for you. All right, the county needs money. I'm sure you could use the money to take care of your family. The point is, buy it low, sell it low, do the whole thing fast, and go back and do it all over again. Now, again, you don't need a banker to help you with this. You need a broker to help you with this. You can do this yourself, and that's what these auctions were designed for the average person to go to the auction. All right, so what are we talking about today? This episode is about best ways to invest in real estate. For me, are to buy at tax defaulted auctions. Why? Because I can get for 10 or 20 cents on the dollar. I don't have any mortgage or deed of trust to worry about, and I can sell for any price I want. All right, now nationwide, all right, the county needs revenue. So what is the county going to do? They're going to seize the property. Once they've seized it, they're going to put it up for auction.
I'm to get $5,000 to go. How about $5,000 bid? Here we go. How to go? Five. Go. Five. Go. Five. Go. Hip. Here we go. Six.
You can find out on the county website, and you can find it in the newspaper. They're going to start out at low prices. So if you could buy it that low price and then resell it at whatever you want, the county has their money. What are they going to do with the money? They're going to pay the firefighters. They're going to pay the school teachers. They're going to pay the police and the sheriff. Okay, they're going to take care of the libraries. They're going to pay the county employees. So property tax is what pays the county's bills. All right, now these videos include some interesting examples, so I'm going to show you some previous ones right now. I think you'll see how we've been able to help people out and make money in the tax defaulted business. Do I think this is the best way to invest in real estate? Yes, because I know I can get bargains. So in a local county, just north of Tampa, Florida, this is a rural county. One of my students purchased a property recently for $9,100. $9,100. It was a 3-bedroom, 1-bath property. The county sold a used and abused single-family home. It was completely overgrown, but the student did as we told him. He went there and looked at the property and understood the condition. Most other people didn't go and look at it, or if they did, they didn't like the condition. But the student bought the property for $9,100. Turned out the tax assessed value, which he knew prior to buying, was $91,000. All right, so there's no confusion. $9,100 is what he paid. The tax assessed value was $91,000. But we tell all students, always have boots on the ground, check the property before you buy it. He went there and he determined that it could be worth as much as $150,000. So what do you do with the property? Well, you could sell it on eBay or Craigslist or Zillow or multiple listing. Well, he sold it to a tenant fixer-upper handyman that lived in the property. They gave him $5,000 down and then was willing to make payments on the $150,000 he sold it for. So he sold it on a lease option to buy. He sold it on an option to buy with $5,000 down and payments, and he only had $9,100. Now, if you did one deal like that this year, how would you feel? Doesn't take too many deals like that to be able to make some money. All right, if you can buy properties for 10 or 20 cents on the dollar with no mortgage and no deed of trust loan to pay, how many do you want to buy? Well, I'm here to tell you there's over 3,000 counties nationwide selling these properties every day of the year, okay? Now, how are you going to sell them yourself? You're going to sell them using electronic marketing, sitting at a computer. How about putting it on Facebook Marketplace? How about Zillow? How about Trulia? How about multiple listing service? You're getting the idea. So the best ways to invest in real estate, in my opinion, are think about tax defaulted property. Yes, these properties are used and abused. Some of them are junk. Don't buy the junk. But you plenty of other properties that just need to be cleaned up and touched up. All right, so these properties that you're buying, most of them are not pristine. They don't smell good. They don't look good. But cleaning them up and reselling them, that's what the flippers have been doing for years. Now you can buy properties for rock bottom dollar. All right, now these properties all qualify for buyer beware. What do I mean by buyer beware? It's the local government selling these properties as is. What does that mean? As is means there's no warranty on the condition. So don't buy a property that you don't know what the condition is. Number two, there's no guarantee that the title is clear of defects. So you're going to have to take care and know what the property's all about, and you're going to have to take care and know if there's any defects in the title. Can we teach you all that? Well, of course we can. Now, I come from a practical world, all right? I like to buy properties for 10 and 20 cents on the dollar. Why? Because if I'm buying low, I've got a lot of room between that and whatever the value is. Can I look at the property first? Yes. Can I figure out what it's going to sell for before I buy it? Yes. Can I evaluate the condition? Yes. All right, so I can know the projected sales price before I ever buy the property. You make your money when you buy. You must know your exit strategy. Why? Because you're going to have to sell that property. So don't get into a bidding situation that you already don't know what you're going to sell it for. Now, my name is Ted Thomas, but before I go, I want you to think about this. If you're going to buy properties at auction, you must look at them. I don't know what could have gone wrong, but it might have burned down. It might be next to a chicken farm or a pig farm. You won't like that. Okay, what about if there was a hurricane? What if there was a windstorm? Well, you want to make sure there was no flooding took place and it's really there. Secondly, you always want to make sure that you planned your exit strategy, as these people did we just talked about. All right, if you want a free auction list, go right below me and request a free auction list so that you know about that. I'm Ted Thomas. I'll see you on the next video. Don't forget, request your free auction list right below me.